doesn't appear on magazine covers. He doesn't chase fame. Most Americans have never even heard his name. Yet behind the scenes, this silent billionaire quietly infiltrated America's internet industry, controlling cable networks millions of U.S. households depend on. His name is Patrick Drahi, the invisible mathematician turned tycoon behind Altice. And in the next few minutes, we'll uncover how this quiet outsider from Europe slipped into the U.S. telecom system and built one of the most unexpected empires in American business history. Chapter 1. The Beginning. Patrick Drahi was born in Casablanca in 1963, raised by two math teacher parents who believed discipline plus logic could solve anything in life. At age 15, his family moved to France. Drahi barely spoke the language, but he spoke mathematics fluently. That talent earned him a place at École Polytechnique, the most elite engineering school in France. He wasn't noisy. He wasn't charismatic. He wasn't even ambitious in the traditional sense. He was analytical, precise, a man who preferred numbers over noise. But those numbers would later help him break into one of the most guarded markets on Earth, the United States telecom sector. Chapter 2. Seeing what others missed. In the 1990s, Europe's cable industry was a mess. Thousands of tiny operators, no standardization, no clear winners. But Drahi saw a pattern. Telecom is infrastructure. If you control the infrastructure, you control the future. While others chased glamorous tech startups, Drahi chased aging cable assets nobody wanted. Piece by piece, he bought them. Cable by cable, he stitched them together. In 2001, he created Altice, a company built not on hype, but on cold mathematical discipline. No headlines, no social media, just acquisition, integration, and quiet domination. Chapter 3. The Art of Debt. While American founders bragged about fundraising rounds, Drahi built his empire using a method Wall Street respects and fears: leverage. High-speed, debt-driven expansion. He used loans the way a surgeon uses a scalpel, with precision. He didn't overspend, he didn't waste. He believed capital was oxygen, and oxygen should never be wasted. His method was simple: buy struggling companies, cut costs, integrate fast, scale aggressively. It was ruthless, efficient, mathematically optimized, and it worked. Chapter 4. Conquering Europe. By 2014, Patrick Drahi shocked Europe. He acquired SFR, France's #2 telecom operator, in one of the continent's most dramatic takeover battles. Then he absorbed cable companies in Portugal, Israel, Switzerland, and beyond. In less than a decade, Altice became one of Europe's largest telecom groups. But Drahi wasn't satisfied. He had his eyes on something bigger. The most competitive, most influential, and hardest market in the world: the United States. Chapter 5. Slipping into America. Most foreign billionaires avoid the U.S. telecom industry. It's extremely regulated, fiercely competitive, and dominated by a few massive companies. But Patrick Drahi didn't hesitate. He entered the United States the same way he built his empire in Europe: quickly, quietly, and without drawing attention. In 2015, he made his first major move, buying Suddenlink Communications for $9 billion. It was one of the biggest cable deals of the decade. But Drahi didn't stop there. Just 1 year later, he shocked Wall Street again by acquiring Cablevision, a far larger and more influential company. Overnight, he controlled Optimum, News 12, and a large portion of the New York region's internet infrastructure. Millions of Americans suddenly relied on a foreign billionaire most had never heard of. Industry insiders started calling him the Ghost, the man who could take over massive networks without ever appearing on camera. Others named him the new Cable King. And yet, Even as his influence expanded across the U.S. East Coast, Drahi stayed invisible. Chapter 6. The Backlash. With a fast-growing empire comes pressure, and Patrick Drahi felt all of it at once. Altice faced massive challenges: a mountain of debt, angry customers, outdated infrastructure, political scrutiny, and intense competition from American giants. Critics predicted collapse. Analysts warned he had grown too fast. Competitors said his strategy was unsustainable. The media painted a dramatic picture, but Drahi didn't engage. He didn't go on TV. He didn't give emotional speeches. He didn't fire back. He simply did what he always does. He focused. Altice began reorganizing its structure. Divisions were streamlined. Costs were redesigned. Debt was reduced strategically. Customer service was rebuilt. And the company doubled down on fiber, the one technology Drahi believed would define the next 30 years of connectivity. While others shouted predictions of failure, Drahi stayed calm. Quiet efficiency was his weapon. Calculated decision-making was his shield. And slowly, the numbers began stabilizing, proving that even under pressure, the invisible billionaire still relied on math, not noise. Chapter 7. The Invisible Billionaire. Patrick Drahi may control major networks, global companies, and millions of customers, yet he remains almost completely unknown to the public. He avoids celebrity culture. He doesn't attend flashy events. He doesn't pose for magazine covers or live stream interviews. To most Americans, he is a billionaire without a face. His lifestyle is simple compared to others in his wealth class. He prefers quiet environments. He spends free time reading engineering papers, not hosting parties. He meditates through mathematics, solving problems to clear his mind. His philosophy is built on 3 rules: move fast, spend little, think long-term. He believes noise distracts people from the numbers that matter. And he once summarized his entire career in one sentence: telecom is not about noise. It's about precision. That precision, the ability to think faster and move quieter than competitors, is exactly what allowed him to slip into America's cable system almost unnoticed, becoming one of the most influential yet invisible billionaires in modern business. Chapter 8. The Lesson. So what does Patrick Drahi's story teach us? It shows that the biggest forces shaping industries don't always arrive with noise, marketing, or viral hype. Sometimes the most disruptive people move quietly. Drahi didn't storm into America with speeches or headlines. He entered with balance sheets, discipline, and logic. He didn't win because he was the loudest. He won because he was the most precise. While others were busy chasing attention, Drahi was studying spreadsheets, cutting inefficiencies, and moving pieces faster than anyone realized. His rise proves a simple truth: the future isn't always built by the boldest personalities. Sometimes it's built by thinkers, disciplined, silent, mathematical minds who understand systems better than anyone else. Patrick Drahi didn't take over parts of America's internet by shouting. He did it by being invisible. This is the Untold Entrepreneur. Subscribe for more stories about the silent forces shaping America's future.